Hi everyone. My name is April Neeson, and I have a daughter who is 2. Her name is Effie, and our story to share. My pregnancy was amazing. My husband and I had been married 20 years and never had any kids. So she was our little surprise. I felt fantastic. There were no issues. Sort of a complicating part of our story is that 5 days before Effie was born, my husband Chris was diagnosed with colon cancer. so her birth process was, in some ways, feels like, in hindsight, it was rushed a little bit just because we were pretty focused on getting his diagnosis and treatment things squared away. So I went in to be induced. I was full term plus 3 days. So given my advanced maternal age, they weren't going to let me go much further anyway. So let's see. I was induced and had an epidural, and as far as I know, everything was progressing well. She was not wanting to to come down in the birth canal, but after several hours, she finally started coming down. I lost my epidural and had a second one placed, which wasn't particularly helpful, and we thought that we might do a C-section if she was not gonna continue to progress. But at some point she did, and I started pushing. I was pushing for about 3.5 hours, and during that time there wasn't any significant indicators of distress for her, but when she was born, she wasn't breathing, and it took about 8 minutes to get her resuscitated. Once she was resuscitated, she went to the NICU, but we were at the kind of suburban hospital. They had just started kind of building the services in that NICU, and it was staffed by the same staff members as and physicians as the local children's hospital. But she was breathing over the vent and was on CPAP within just a couple of hours. Unfortunately, they didn't really recognize her other significant symptoms. I mean, they knew there were some neurological symptoms, but she was showing improvement, so they decided to sort of just watch her. She was improving for about 30 hours, at which point, and she was completely off the ventilator, but then she started having episodes of apnea where she was stopping breathing. So they decided to transfer her downtown to the children's hospital, and myself as well. And at that point, she got an MRI, and it was determined she had severe grade 3 HIE. And we went ahead and did cooling, even though it was way, way outside the normal window. I suspect that it probably didn't do much, but so now we were in the NICU for 5 weeks, and now Effie is our amazing, severely affected baby girl. She has cerebral palsy and epilepsy, and she is nonverbal. She's never cried. She loves music. She's very responsive to music, and she goes to an inclusive preschool program, and she is doing the best to live her best life. I would say a couple of things. One of the hardest things for me as a mom is she still does not smile. And I'm just coming to terms with the fact that maybe she will never smile. And I think that's going to be one of the hardest things ever for me. I hope that one day she will. But we will see what happens. Hope for HIE was one of the best things that happened for me. I found this group when Effie was still in the NICU. And so just to have that a person and a support any time of day was invaluable and is still invaluable. Just knowing that there are other parents out there that have the same thoughts and feelings and unspeakable reactions that I do, that aren't judgmental, but that also help lift you up and celebrate and help you understand that helping your child live their best life is the best thing that you can do. And being thankful and joyful and helpful with that is what people in this group do for me. And I hope that I can do for them. Honestly, I'm still a long journey. I'm a work in progress, and but Hope for HIE is helping me get better every day, and having a child with HIE is has a wide variety of outcomes, is different for everyone, but the one unifying factor is that we all had some sort of experience, either at birth or with an incident that impacted our child's most valuable organ, and the one that unfortunately has very few treatments at this point, and that is their brain. And yeah, ask me about HIE. We're open. And the other thing that we feel like is that by telling our story and telling Effie's story and letting people walk this journey with us, that only good things can come from that. So thanks, and I hope everybody has a great day.